Today I'm going to show you how to access Flux, Ideogram, Recraft, Stable Diffusion, DALL, and Imagen all in a single app called Pollo AI. It's amazing. Whether you're creating concept art or marketing materials, or maybe you're just experimenting with AI, either way, you can now compare results across all of these models within one platform effortlessly. Now, to follow along with this video, I recommend you quickly create an account on Pollo AI. It's free to get started. There's a link in the description. You'll be able to explore Pollo with me. I promise you're going to love it. It's remarkably simple. All right, that's it. Let's get into it. All right, so we are inside of Pollo, and this is the dashboard. Here you can see all the different things that are going on inside of Pollo. This is the explore section. So this is what people are creating inside the platform. And you can see there's a lot of features. But in this video, we're going to be using the AI image generator to create our own images from text. So to get there, you go to the side menu and you click on AI image generator. And that takes you to the page that we're going to be spending all of our time on in this video. So on the right is the feed, and this is where you can see a log of everything you create inside of Pollo. But to do the actual generations, we're going to be using this little panel here in the middle. At the top, we have the option to select a model, and then we have the option to write a prompt. We can select a style, and we can select our aspect ratio. For this video, I'm going to go through each of these models so you guys can see how they work, how they perform with our different text prompts. So to begin, let's go ahead and start with the Flux models. So inside of Pollo, we have several Flux models to work with. We have Flux Chanel, which Chanel means fast. This is their cost-effective model. We have Flux Dev for short and basic scenes, Dev Laura for general art and design. I love this model. Flux 1.1 Pro is for professional grade images, and Pro Ultra, which is for particularly detailed and complex scenes. So let's go ahead and start with Flux Chanel here. So one of the best features inside of Pollo is this generate with AI button. And so what it does is it makes you an expert at writing prompts because it writes them for you. So if you click on the button, it says, tell us anything about your image. So we need to decide what we're going to generate. So I wrote a realistic image of an astronaut on an alien planet surrounded by lush plant life. And now we're going to click continue, and the AI is going to analyze that. And we get several options here. And you can click generate more, and it will create more examples for us. But we're just going to use this first one because I think the first one looks pretty good. So you just click confirm, and it will paste it into the prompt field here. Now, beneath that, we have the option to include a style. And so you can leave it as auto and the AI will decide for itself. But if you want to have more control over the final output, then you can use one of these as a starting point, as guidelines for the AI model, right? We're just going to use auto for this example and see what we get. So let's do this 3:4 aspect ratio. We have the option to generate several. So let's go ahead and generate 2. And while we're at it, let's go ahead and do Flux Dev. And let's do Flux Dev Laura. And we've already got the first one done, and we're gonna let these other 2 generations finish up, and then we can talk about them. Okay, cool. So this is the Flux Chanel model. In theory, these should get a little bit better with each generation. So let's take a look. So we have the astronaut here, and he's exploring a very neon planet with some cool plants around him. And you know, this is pretty good. It's not the most impressive, but it is exactly what we asked for, which is important, right? We also have this generation. This one almost looks more like the small camera effect. I don't know what it's called, where everything looks tiny, but it's pretty cool. It has almost like some windmills in the background. I think I prefer this one a little bit more. But then if we go to the dev model, which is for short and basic scenes, we get a little bit higher quality here. I like this one more, but he looks a little bit too, everything looks a little bit too like squished together, don't you think? Like it's not quite right. This one looks a little bit better in terms of the dimensions of everything, but then I don't know, I think this one's probably better. Now, if we go to the Dev Laura model, we see a improvement in quality. I think that this astronaut helmet could use a little work, but everything does look a little bit more realistic here, right? The sunlight looks more convincing as it kind of shines through these plants. Both of these are really cool examples. I just wish that this helmet turned out a little bit better. What do you think? Do you think that the Dev Laura generations are the best from these so far? Or do you think that some of these other ones were better. It definitely all has a similar interpretation of our prompt. They're all kind of the same color palette. This one's the most unique, to be honest, and it's pretty cool. Before we move on, I do want to show you guys. So if we click on one of these images, you can see we have some controls here on the right side. So we have kind of like the information about the image right here, and then we have some controls. So we have the option to reprompt, which will take the prompt and paste it into the field, or we have the option to regenerate, which it just repeats the generation, or we can turn this image into a video, and then this is like the reprompt button again. So you have some controls here with buttons, and then you have the option to copy the link and share this, share it to social media, or add to favorites and download here as well. So lots of options. So now let's go ahead and do the Pro versions of Flux. So let's do Flux 1.1 Pro. And this is going to give us professional grade image generations. If you saw that alert, it moved us over to just one outputted image. So we can't do more than one per generation. But let's go ahead and do something else, another style. So let's do, let's click on generate with AI. Okay, so I wrote a realistic image of a futuristic female cyborg in a dystopian landscape. We click continue and the AI will analyze it. And we got a good prompt right here at the beginning. So let's click confirm and it will paste it in. Now let's go ahead and leave the style as auto. That way we get just the raw output. So we get the best example. You guys can kind of see the styles are pretty self-explanatory. You know, if you want to use them, you're going to get results that look like these. But let's just see what the model does on its own. So let's go ahead and we'll leave it as 3x4 and we can only do one generation. It's 8 credits and let's click create and get that one going. And then I will go ahead and do the same exact one for the Pro Ultra. Okay, so this second one is done from the Pro Ultra model. It took a little bit longer. Let's compare the results. Now, this is a really incredible image. I mean, it definitely looks like computer generated art. I mean, the lighting is great, incredible design choices. This is something you could put head to head with something outputted by Midjourney. Now, if we look at the Pro Ultra model, it should take it a little bit further. So you maybe aren't able to tell in the YouTube video, but the quality on this generation is, it's twice as good as the one we just looked at. Yeah, this is exceptional and it looks really convincing, right? This is really unique. It looks like she has some robot heels on. I don't know. It's very creative and the styling is remarkable. So that's all of the Flux models inside of Pollo. So now let's do another model. Let's try DALL-E 3. This is, OpenAI's model, and it's one that most people have experimented with. So let's quickly show you guys how it works. So this is a model that specializes in abstract concepts, abstract art. What we'll do is we'll have it do something like surreal art of a floating island, and the AI will analyze that. Waterfalls cascading into the clouds. Let's try that one. And we can click create. Okay, so now we have the DALL-E model done. This is DALL-E 3, and you can see it's definitely surreal. Unlike the other models that were aiming to be more realistic, this is wild. So we've got some parrots and various birds floating around this incredible, colorful island. It's exactly what we asked for, and it looks really cool. If you're creating a children's book or anything like that, then this is a great tool to use. So now let's do Stable Diffusion 3. It's a great model that's good for detailed, complex scenes. Let's do a new prompt. Let's do a realistic image of a wolf in the woods and click continue. All right, this one's cool. It's got a wolf among pine trees. So we'll try this one. Let's do 16:9 for this generation and click create. Okay, so the generation is done and it looks like it's pretty good. So this is the wolf in the woods. He's got some pine trees. I think this is really convincing. The lighting, the way it kind of looks a little bit overexposed around his side here, lines up with everything. Overall, this is a great example from Stable Diffusion as well. So if you want to try this one, it's really good. Now let's try Ideogram V2 Turbo. So this one is really good for generating symbolic art images. Specifically, if you want something that has some typography in it, it can be really effective for that. So let's do something like a small cafe with a sign that says City Cafe. And so let's go with this one, a cozy small cafe named City Cafe, bustling with customers enjoying coffee and pastries on a sunny day. And we can go with a 1x1 image. It's 12 credits. Let's click create. Okay, so this is interesting. It made almost like, I don't know, there's a name for this kind of style design, right? This is interesting. So it got the text perfect, City Cafe. The faces are a little strange on these little cartoons, but overall this is really cool. You know, it got the text right. Okay, so I went ahead and generated a second one because I wanted to know if Ideogram could do realistic images as well, not just this style. So I didn't specify a style in this first one, right? And so it just created whatever it wanted to. But this time I specified a realistic image of a cozy small cafe. And as you can see, we got that. And this is a little bit more convincing. And it has the City Cafe text on the overhang here, and it looks perfect. So of course the faces and stuff struggled a bit more in this generation, but this model specifically excels at text within an image, and it does a great job in both of these examples. Now let's try Recraft v3, and this should give us great photorealistic images. Let's go to generate with AI. Okay, so I wrote a Ferrari driving down Hollywood Boulevard. This third one is really good. So let's put that in here, and we'll do 16:9 and click create. Okay, so it is done, and let's check it out. So yeah, this is exceptional. So it's got a great looking Ferrari on a street here in Los Angeles. The signage, I think it tried to do a Hollywood sign here. It did not get that right. And the text in the sign right here, it seems a little weird. So obviously it's not as good as the other model in text generation, but in terms of the quality of the photo, it's really impressive. So if you wanted to use this model, maybe try and avoid using anything that might generate text within the image because it doesn't do a very good job at text. Now we're going to try Imagen 3. This is Google's AI model. Let's go ahead and create a prompt for this one. So if we go to generate with AI, I'm going to write a castle on a hill, and we're going to click continue. And I think this first one is pretty good. Now we're going to generate in 1x1, and we'll just do one image, and we'll click create. Okay, so this is the output from Imagen 3. This looks pretty good. So this is obviously not as realistic as the previous example. This almost looks more like something you would see in a children's book or any kind of fantasy story. Like for our prompt, this is exactly what we would be looking for, right? This is a great example. The walkways all make sense, and the castle looks incredible. The lighting from the sunset over here is perfect, reflecting on the castle and in the grass. Everything looks really convincing. The sky looks real. So this is another great example of what's possible. This is with the Imagen 3 model. So pretty cool. Okay, so that's all of the different models you can use inside of our AI image generator, but that's just the beginning of what you can do with Pollo. We have the image to image feature where you can take an image and use it to create another image with AI. We have all of our video generation features as well. So you can turn an image into a video, you can turn text into a video, you can create consistent character videos. So you can upload pictures of a cartoon face or your face and use that character throughout your video generations, and it's great. We made a video on it if you guys want to go check that out on the channel. It's a great way for you to create things you can actually use in your projects. You can also turn a video into an anime style if you would like, or you can create your own anime style videos with these amazing style examples. And then in addition to that, we have a ton of effects that you can experiment with and have fun using and sharing with your friends. You can create yourself a hug or kissing effect, or generate muscles, or become Hulk. There's lots of options. So this is fun. And then we also have some AI tool features. So if you want to upscale your video or enhance it or denoise or remove an object, we have so many options. And then we have more tools for images as well. Lots of similar things available for you to use on your images. So overall, just a ton of choices, right? Pollo is the perfect all-in-one suite of models and tools, everything you need. It's just simple, and anyone can do this. So yeah, it's also free to sign up and experiment with it. So make sure you go try all this stuff out for yourself. So that's how you can use all of these powerful AI image generators inside of Pollo. If you're ready to start creating and you haven't yet signed up, be sure to head over to Pollo.ai to begin experimenting. If this walkthrough helped you out, hit the like button and subscribe for more guides on Pollo AI. We've made some really awesome videos already, so I'll put some of them up on the screen and I'll put some in the description as well. Thank you guys for watching so much all the way to the end. It means a lot, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.